just gotta restart the game. Na 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 na. Stop the train. And I'm going crazy over my baby. Let it go. Okay. Also, wow, stayed up so late. Alright, rank 1. What was I doing? But yeah, we gotta go find the fucking queen, huh? Fucking queen, huh? Glad I got rank 1. Oh my god. And 30. An hour and a half. Granson Castle. We're gonna go to Castle already? Just remind you, since we're gonna be staying there after the party, we won't be able to leave until morning. Well, let's show the gatekeeper our invitations then. I don't know why I'm so nervous. Probably because we don't get invitations to big events like this very often. Hey, this is the castle of Her Majesty the Queen. Unless you have official business here, you need to leave. Hey! Hi there. We're sorry about the other day. Oh, it's you two. You're still staying in town? Yeah, we still have some business to take care of. We have a formal invitation, so by your leave, may we pass? A formal invitation? Received directly from His Grace. What? It's a giant! See right here, written invitation. Hand over invitation. Let's see. To Zin and his team, in appreciation for your performance in the competition, you were cordially invited to a dinner party. Oh, okay, you guys are in the martial arts competition. Right, and I heard the winning team was led by a huge Eastern guy. So is that you? You got it. We would greatly appreciate your help. Makes sense. The headmaid told us you'd be coming. You're missing someone. What happened to him? It's kind of impolite, I know, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to make it. We're the only ones coming. Ah, well, that's a pity. No matter. Please go in. No entering. Zin and company. Victors of the martial arts competition. Open the gate. Open the motherfucking gate. Wow, it's like the hockey game, but there's something more impressive about it being part of a castle. I bet it's more solid too, since it's the royal castle. That's part of why it's impregnable. Ever since the nation was established, no enemy has ever broken through the Undergwall. The capital's been ravaged by war numerous times as a result of mutinies and insurrections amongst the nobles. But even then, the castle held a rebel army at bay and protected the royal family and the refugees, or so the stories say. Wow, that's pretty neat. Very much the sort of tale one would expect from a nation with such history. Now, welcome to Her Majesty's Gransel Castle. Go right in, and you'll be met by a welcoming party inside. Enjoy your evening. Wow, you could say that again. I've never seen anything that compares to this place. It's not just pretty, it's got history. You can really feel the traditions and rules of the old kingdom here. Welcome to Gransel Castle. You are Zin and his team, correct? Oh, Captain Amalthea. This isn't really unexpected, but even so. That's right, we came with the invitation of the good Duke. And, you are? Haha, pardon me. I am Captain Kanoa Amalthea of the Intelligence Division, head of Gransel Castle's defense. I'd like to extend my heartfelt congratulations for your championship victory. Watching the match was truly a spectacular experience. You're too kind, really. May I say I didn't know they made women as young and pretty as you into captains. You must do fine work. My, but you are the flatterer. But I'm not so young as your bracer friends. Southern Joshua Bright, it's been some time since the incident in Zeiss, has it? Yeah, I guess it has. Quite some time. Unfortunately, the matter concerning Professor Russell is yet to be resolved. It appears that he and his granddaughter were abducted by a group of nefarious individuals. Wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you? I'm afraid not. We left the case up in the full-fledged bracers and came to Gransel. We never even heard the follow-up report on it. I see, haha, it's truly a shame. But with the resources of the Intelligence Division, it's only a matter of time before the culprits are arrested. Have no fear on that score. What the hell is up with her? Understood. I trust you to take care of the professor. Oh, absolutely. Now I must show you to your rooms. Shia, if you would please do the honors. Yes, ma'am. Seats as in needs, but do not bore him with any idle chatter. Do I make myself clear? Yes, ma'am, I understand. Haha, very good. Now everyone, I hope you enjoy your evening. For my part, I must bid you farewell. Now that is one fine woman. I hate to say this, Zin, but your taste in woman is crap. There's nothing fine about that fox-faced RB. I think that might just be his favorite type of woman. I just tend to find that women like that turn out to be pretty good people once you peel back, so to speak. You're hopeless. Not that it matters, but you really do sound like a dirty old man sometimes. Oh, my honor! Oh, sorry about that. You were supposed to show us to our room, right? Yes, please allow me. Pardon me not saying before, but I am Shia, maid here at the castle. I will be at your service this evening, from the dinner party until the morning. If anything is not to your satisfaction, please don't hesitate to let me know. Thank you very much. Will you please show us to the room, then? Certainly, it's on the second floor. Oh, wow. Oh, wait. You know, a lot of the chandelier talk about classy. Hush, Estelle. What's that way? That's the throne room. Her Majesty uses it to receive personal guests. It hasn't seen much use in recent days, though. I see. But is the Queen's castle... Is the Queen's condition really that bad? Isn't the birthday celebration coming up soon? Oh, no. It's just that it's the head maid who tends to her in the royal keep of late. I shouldn't speak on subjects about which I'm unfamiliar. Come then, shall we? Gotta find the head maid. This is the room where you'll be staying. Please go on in. Okay. Pardon us. Holy Stragus! I never imagined we'd stay in a place like this. Nice, this'll make a good story for later. I believe there's still some time before the party. You're free to explore the castle, but the security areas are off limits, as they refrain from entering those areas. Can you be a little more specific? Most significantly, the royal keep, where the queen resides, is a small palace of sorts, built on the garden terrace on the roof. Garden terrace? That sounds nice. The terrace is where Her Majesty greets the people of Granselford during the birthday festivities. So you cannot go into the royal keep itself, but you may visit the grand terrace if you like. As for the other restricted areas, there's the royal guard room and also the treasury, I believe. The royal guard room? Guess they're still wanted for questioning about all the terrorist stuff. Yes, the intelligence division is currently occupying it. Entrance is restricted, so please abide by the rules. Understood. By the way, what are the others who are waiting? They've already arrived. I imagine them relaxing in their respective rooms. Alright. So Klaus is here too. Oh yes, he arrived some time ago. Now if you'll excuse me, I'll be off. If you need anything else, please contact the first floor waiting room. Now then. Estelle and Joshua exchanged a look that went unnoticed by Zin. Hey Zin, we want to go and walk around the castle for a little bit. We'll be back in time for the party. Must be nice to be so young, worn out after the tournament. No problem, have fun. I'm gonna kick back and relax in this oh-so-luxurious room. We need to get as much done as we can before the party starts. First, Julia told us we have to talk to the head maid, Hilda. I'd like to say hello to the other invitees, too. We likely know most of it. The hell is that guy? Mayor Maybell? And Layla? Joshua, Estelle! Here at last. I kept wondering when you'd get here. I was practically counting the seconds. So you're invited here too, Mayor? Hey, wait, you were waiting for us? How did you know we were coming? I heard from Mayor Klaus. I heard about a pair of children who entered the tournament, won its championship, and were invited to a grand royal banquet in the castle. If I'd known, I would have cancelled my appointments and come to cheer you on. Begging your pardon, ma'am, but that would have been quite impossible given the circumstances. Yes, I'm aware. I'm trying to be polite. Don't worry, I know how busy you must be. I'm sure the Queen has no time to waste at a banquet. What, with everything else going on? What is Duke Danan thinking? The captain was so stubborn about inviting me too. I had no real choice but to accept. Do you mean Captain Amalthea? Yes, that's her. Her words were polite enough, but she gave me an even lie when she spoke them. I dare not refuse her request. I haven't heard from General Morgan in quite some time. Wait, does that mean you haven't heard any word from the Hawken Gate? The General is unavailable, is the longest message I've been able to wring from them. But seeing he's busy with these anti-terrorist countermeasures or what have you. I'd hoped he'd be in attendance at this banquet tonight, but I guess he couldn't pull himself away. What do you think about all this, Mayor? Putting mayors from every city in the same place at a time like this? Well, if the Queen were to be in attendance, I would expect some announcement of no small importance, but as it is, this feels like the Duke has too much time on his greasy, chubby hands. He's letting the position of royal proxy go to his head. That sounds about right. There might still be some kind of official announcement, don't you think? Well, whatever may come of the night, the Grand Chef here is the best in all the kingdom. I plan to enjoy the dinner, pay my respects to Her Majesty, and return to Bose post-haste. The throne room. Oh wow, check that out. This must be the castle's garden terrace. I'd say so. You can see the whole lake from here. It overlooks the town too. Must be great for reconnaissance. Ah, as nice as this is, we really don't have time to stop and enjoy it. We've got a job to do. Oh, this must be the royal keep. Who are you? Hey, you two. We're here as guests as the Duke. Is this where Her Majesty lives? Of course it is, but for the last few days she hasn't been feeling so well. She's not seeing anyone right now. Oh, you got it all wrong. We weren't even thinking that. I just thought it would be amazing if she were to even take notice of us. Does Princess Claudia sleep here as well? No, it's just... Hey, Princess is focused on looking after Her Majesty. Neither of them has time to deal with the likes of you. I'd inquire as to what's going on here. Madam, we didn't know you were back already. The dinner party will be starting soon, so I'll be returning to the maid quarters. And who are our guests? They're from the team that won the martial arts competition. It's only because of that victory that someone of a Bracer's social standing would even be invited here. Bracer's social standing? Such discourtesy. You would insult those who were personally invited to the royal castle. No, that's not what... Those invited by the Duke should be treated with all the respect due to those invited by Her Majesty. I sincerely hope you have not forgotten that. Understood. Ah, she's intense. I know who she is. But madam, we can't just allow them to pass. Surely you understand the reasons that the Colonel laid out. Yes, and I'm quite tired of hearing them repeated to me. I'm terribly sorry, sir and madam. Security has been heightened and as such, but the royal keep and its surroundings are all off limits. If I may ask, would you mind waiting in your room until the dinner party begins? All right. That's fine. We'll do as you ask. I apologize. We weren't trying to cause any trouble. Fine then. Just don't let it happen again. It's a safe return to you. I apologize that you were subjected to such dreadful behavior. My name is Hilda. I'm the head maid of Grancel Castle and I oversee all of the housekeeping duties. Aha! We had a feeling. Forgive my rudeness, but are we previously acquainted? Well, someone told us about you. Handed Julia's letter to Hilda. I know this handwriting. You see? We also have our bracer emblems and identification with us. I see. Please come with me to the maid sitting room. We can discuss the matter further once we are there. I understand. We need to deliver Professor Russell's message to Her Majesty, correct? Right. But now's not a good time. We can try it later, but no, it's not an issue. Those special ops men have had the royal keep under constant surveillance for some time now. Only the Duke, the Colonel, and hired attendants such as myself are allowed in. Which means that a private audience is probably a no-go. What do you think, Estelle? We can ask Hilda to relay the Professor's message to Her Majesty. No, I'd really rather speak to her face-to-face. There are just too many particulars we don't know that we'd really need to discuss directly. Like what Duke Danan and Colonel Richard are after. Estelle and Joshua, I have a bit of an idea. Could I get you to return here once the dinner party is over? Why? Have you thought of a way for us to see Her Majesty? I believe I have. It may be difficult, but I think it's worth a try. I'm gonna need some time to get ready, so can you come back after the dinner party? Awesome! Understood, we'll be back then. I'll be waiting. Oh, and about the party. Preparing the food is going to take some time, so please, bear with me. Okay. Just checking out all the rooms. Vault. Nothing that we can steal. Oh, we'll go that way. Go that way. I didn't see the mayor. Oh, here we go. Estelle, Joshua. Oh, that's Mr. Murdoch. I thought you might be here. Mayoral class individuals in the guest list. We had a feeling you might also be in attendance. I must say, I never expected you two to win a tournament championship and end up hobnobbing in Grancel Castle. Cassie's skins to the bone, you are. It took more than our upbringing to get here. Lots of people helped along the way. So it's been a few days. Have there been any developments? Well, right after you left, Captain Almathea from the Intelligence Division came knocking. She forced me to come to this banquet, but I kept my mouth shut about Leyston Fortress. Professor Russell and company are still on the run, too. Nami hasn't found him yet. But the longer we keep this up, the less chance they have. It's really only a matter of time. I asked Captain Almathea if I could see Her Majesty and wish her well, but no luck. I was flat out refused. So in other words, we definitely aren't going to be able to do this the easy way. We sure aren't, but don't you worry, because we've totally got that covered. We will get the Professor's message to Her Majesty, one way or another. What the fuck is the mayor? Bar? I have a cookie. Okay. I'm streaming fine. Okay. So no one expects me to be on at 9 in the morning. Here we go. Oh, Joshua, Stella, you made it. It's been quite a while. Dean Collins, you're invited to the banquet as well, sir. I just arrived today via airship from Rome. Little Mayor Alberti told me you two won the tournament. That was so short. Oh my god. It would have been nice if they remastered these somehow so that they were didn't look like this. Yeah, I will have to play this Warrior Land if I play the Warrior game, so. I think they would just put every single game, I mean, maybe besides like Waterworld. Well, they're releasing previously unreleased games. That's oh, that looks cool. Oh, you mean something that, yeah, because you'd want to change it like to green or oh yeah, black and white would be ideal. Because yeah, then it's just like a regular Game Boy if it's black and white. Just a souped up one. Jill and everyone else will be so happy to hear it. Thank you. I had no idea we'd be seeing you here, Dean Collins. Dean Collins is a member of the Royal Assembly and a man of great respect and liberal. Totally fitted he'd be given a seat at this banquet. Man of great respect, he says. You flatter me, Mayor. What's the Royal Assembly? It's a meeting held once per year to address matters affecting the kingdom. The Queen, mayors of every city, and other representatives all come together to try solving various problems of state. Wow, sounds big. So all these guys have been invited here tonight, too? No, I'd say only about half. Her Majesty is still ill, and General Morgan is away on official military business. Mayor Delmore of Ruin was arrested in that nasty affair. And Professor Russell, he's a bit too entrenched in too many unknowns right now. We don't know how true all this talk is if the Royal Guards are being involved in some underground terrorist organization. Probably the time to be holding a feast at all, if you ask me. Well, we can use this chance to see what Duke Denon stands on all these issues. We need his permission to have an audience with Her Majesty, regardless. Yes, that's the biggest issue here, without a doubt. Barring us from seeing Her Majesty is the height of idiocy and mismanagement. I'd like to pay my respects to Princess Claudia as well, but it's the same story. Princess Claudia is the Queen's granddaughter, right? Does she live here in the castle? No, it's my understanding her actual residence is elsewhere, but I'm told she's come to the capital as of a few days ago. She's here then? I'd really love to meet her. I'm sure you'll have your chance. Okay, I think that's everybody then. Hey guys, talking about being late. The party's about to start, you know. Sorry, we got so caught up in sightseeing that we lost track of time. Plus, we also talked to all of the mayors. Huh, well, aren't we well connected? We're close friends with the mayors of Roland. Plus, we met the other mayors in the course of our travels. I see. I guess your work as bracers has caused you to meet quite a few big shots. But you sure get around for junior bracers. Yeah, you might say that. Have you done any bracer assignments since we came to Grancel? I guess it's not all that different in other countries, right? Right, for full-fledged bracer, nationality isn't an issue when it comes to your work. Pre-1 fights and legal procedures at the embassy kept me too busy to get any actual work done, though. Hey, there are 4 other bracers on duty too, which isn't so bad. Normally they would be enough to handle most cases, I'd imagine. With all of them concentrated in Grancel, that must make it tough to handle any cases in other regions. Yeah, it could be. I feel like a goose just walked over my grave. I wonder what's going on with Shara back in Roland. Now that name rings a bell. You wouldn't happen to be talking about Sherazard, would you? You know her? She's our mentor. She's been a close friend for ages. Oh, okay, makes sense. I met her a long time ago when a case brought her to Calvin. She's fortunate to have a good master working with her for such a young age. Her master? Yeah, probably Dad. Ooh. Please pardon me, the table for the dinner party has been set. May I show you the way? Sure, I was getting bored with waiting anyhow. Alright, wanna go and eat fancy? Sure, that fight left me starving. Let's go dig in. Come on, you two. It'd be nice if you two didn't completely forget your table manners for once. This is a dinner party, right? What's with all the empty plates then? Money and knives and forks, though. That's because it's a formal dinner. Everything comes out in a specific order, starting with hors d'oeuvres. Then you use the knives and forks from the outside in. And that's all part of having good table manners? And here comes the anxiety attack. That's really not so bad. It does mean that you get to have some of the finest food available. Manners and etiquette are secondary. Indeed, indeed. I'm told that you're acquainted with everyone who'll be attending. No need to get stressed out. Yeah, I guess that's true. Please don't encourage her. On that note, is the gentleman accompanying you going to be okay with the knife and fork? I'm told that folks from the East usually eat with chopsticks. You've done your research. Oh, however, I'm a firm believer in when in liberal do as the librarians do policy. I'm not especially skilled with them, but I will use a knife and fork. My, how elegantly handled. I'm impressed. You're as much as a gentleman as you are a martial arts champion. Haha, you flatter me. Well, he really is a complete sucker for a pretty face. He's more being polite than a lech, though. Anyway, his grace is really late. I wonder what he's up to. Indeed. So if the seat at the head of the table is for the Duke, then who might that other one be for? Indeed. Perhaps it is intended for Princess Claudia. Your attention, ladies and gentlemen. My humblest apologies for the long delay. Presenting His Grace, the Duke. Happy morning, Liddy. How has your morning been? Has he drink a big old cup of morning? This morning? Sometimes I start a thought and then it just goes nowhere. Just right into the ground. Didn't even get lift off, honestly. Well then, I must apologize for making you wait so. I'm afraid that I was in a meeting from which I simply could not break away. This gentleman is Colonel Richard, commanding officer of the World Intelligence Division. I've invited him here to thank him for the tireless efforts in having to deal with the terrorist situation. It's a pleasure to meet you all. I was quite gratified to be invited to this occasion by our Honorable Duke. I ask that you pardon my uncouth soldier's uniform and allow me to sit with you. You gotta be kidding. We're having dinner with him? I suspected this might happen, but it's still unnerving. Should be a very light work day, thankfully, so pretty much plenty free until I got like another hour before I'm gonna try to get ready to head out, so very nice. I feel like I've had stressful work days, but days full of the work. Excellent, excellent. What say you, Mayor Maybell? What do you think of Grancel Castle's master chef? Is his cooking not on par with that found in Beau's and Turo's restaurant? Yes, it's quite remarkable. The wine selection also perfectly complements the meal. I almost want to try hiring him away. Haha, well, not the first to say such things. And what have you, Zen, wasn't it? Is the food to your liking? Oh, it's excellent. I don't have the words to describe the sense of refinement and depth. I certainly believe I could develop a real taste for Liberian cuisine, though. Good, good. I'm glad to hear it. And you, young Braces, I imagine you've never experienced such fine food in your life before. It's extremely delicious, far more worthy of being associated with the royal family than the person who invited us. Haha, indeed, it is a genuine treat. It's certainly delicious food, and we couldn't miss a chance to attend so prestigious an event as this. God, still just digging into the sitting king in a way. I mean, he's making the decisions for the kingdom. Very, very funny. Thank you very much for your gracious invitation. Haha, very kind of you to say so. Do further remember what my butler's been telling me about. We met before during the road incident. Perhaps our fates are linked in some bizarre fashion. Yes, sir, maybe so. So he'd forgotten all about us until his butler reminded him? Come, let us put social classes and ranks aside for the evening. Food is abundant and the wine flows freely, so enjoy to your heart's content. Your Grace. If we could, I'd like to do as we discussed first. Ah, yes, that's a fine idea. Actually, I have something important to say to you fine folk who represent the kingdom. I use this celebration as the place to make an important announcement. Announcement? What might that be? I believe I will allow Colonel Richard to explain in detail. Thank you. As you are no doubt already aware, Her Majesty has been in poor health of late. However, she's been recovering and made graces with a public appearance soon. Oh, that's excellent news. Could we possibly go and check in on her? Unfortunately, she does not consider that to be a wise decision at the moment. Within a few days, it seems like the terrorist plague the kingdom will be swept away. In light of that, the Queen's birthday celebrations will be held as originally planned. Well, the citizens will surely be happy to hear this news, as they have been looking forward to it. Surely that is not all you wish to tell us. Right, if that were all, you could have just sent along a message. Indeed, you are correct. Her Majesty is continuing to recover, as was previously stated. However, given the gravity of her condition, she has also issued a proclamation due to her tenuous health. She stated that she wishes to abdicate the throne and turn over royal authority to her nephew, Duke Dinan. What? Is this true? Joshua, this is... Yeah, the conspiracy finally makes its appearance. I was surprised when Her Majesty first broached the subject as well, but her illness has left her quite frail. But it is only natural. She has ruled the kingdom for 40 years, leading it through times of strife and war, all without a husband, might I add. Given that, I wish to relieve her of her stress of her duties following the festival's successful conclusion. As the heir to the throne, the decisions are mine to make. How terrible. Is Her Majesty's condition truly that severe? A shame that I've never noticed any signs in any of my annual visits. Isn't this far too serious a matter to discuss at what is supposedly a casual dinner? Pardon my rudeness, but this all seems to stretch credulity. Mayor Maybell, are you saying that you cannot take his grace at his word? No, nothing of the sort. I simply mean that, as an elected official, I don't understand why the successor to the throne can't be elected in the same fashion. It's true. If possible, I'd like to hear this directly from Her Majesty. Your unease is quite understandable, but I do ask that you try to maintain your composure and allow us to continue. As mentioned earlier, I believe Her Majesty will give a formal announcement herself during the festival. Could you be persuaded to shelve your doubts until then? Well, the issue is basically this. Once this becomes common knowledge, we cannot know how the citizens will react. This is why we're telling the leaders first, to help stave off any chaos or public disorder before it happens. This was also the decision of His Grace. Well, yes, this is true. Also, the Queen's abdication of the throne will have international repercussions. The other nations on the continent will have their eyes on us. We must be watchful for any action on the part of the Erebonians. Surely you can see why it is necessary to show unified support for the new king. This is the world in which we are going to be living. He makes it all sound so rational. I imagine him very much the bad guy here as the Norman Bates, or not Norman Bates. Yeah, I guess the American Psycho and Christian Bale. I was like, what is his name? I'm like, well, technically he sort of has a name, but he also doesn't have a name in that. So, you're Paula. Yeah, he's quite the master manipulator. In other words, the official decree will be given Patrick Bateman. That's who I'm thinking of. But then also, he's not Patrick Bateman. It's very confusing. Yeah, the American Psycho and Christian Bale. That movie really brought something out, I think, in Christian Bale. I think that really brought out this, like... I don't know, you see it in his eyes during the performance. It's really like... Is this you, Christian? Not necessarily to the killings, but, you know, the other stuff? I mean, the weight fluctuations alone. I don't know if you've ever seen that, like, picture or the description of the weight fluctuations he had between, like, American Psycho to... Oh, I forget the name of the movie. The Machinist? And then back to, like, The Dark Knight, and then back down to... Forget. But essentially, he, like, weight fluctuates over, like, 150 pounds within, like, a 6-month period. Several times. It's like, that is so crazy unhealthy. If you haven't seen that, I would definitely recommend looking up that stat, because it's, like, it is unreal, what that man did to his body for a movie. For movies, I guess. In other words, the official decree will be given during the birthday celebrations, but you thought it would be best to inform us first so that we could be prepared for any issues that may arise, correct? I'm glad to see that we have an understanding. If this all comes to pass, we're going to find ourselves quite busy. Yes, and we'll have to announce it to the citizens. I have a question. I believe that the Duke has a fair claim to the throne. However, is there not another who also has the same right of succession? Well, no doubt you're referring to Her Majesty's granddaughter, Princess Claudia. It is true that she and His Grace have an equal claim to the throne, but it appears that Her Majesty did not choose her due to her tender age. And I must say, I agree with her wisdom in this matter. I should hardly like to impose such responsibility upon a girl so young. Yes, absolutely. For the time being, I believe it would be best for Claudia to find a fine marriage prospect. Though it is strictly informal, there is already interest from the royal families of a number of other nations. Perhaps a royal wedding could take place as soon as this year. Oh my. I understand. If that happens, then we'll have two major events to celebrate. I honestly think she's a bit young for marriage. Excuse me, may I ask a question? Is this in? I don't mind. Speak freely. Sorry to seem rude, but this doesn't sound like the kind of conversation you want outsiders here, particularly a foreigner. So how come you're making this announcement now? This is solely because of the serendipitous turn of events that allowed Bracers to win the championship. We'd wanted to inform the guild of this in advance as well. I've already discussed the idea with Her Majesty. Gotcha. Guess liberals and military and Bracers are just as good of terms as the stories say. That is because we lack the military strength of the Empire or the Republic. The harsh reality is that keeping close relations with each other is a must. In any event, do you now understand our intentions? Yeah, alright. Pass on what we've learned here to the guild then. Man, I've heard some pretty unbelievable conversations in my time, but that was something else. I mean, I'm a foreigner after all, so it's not that big of a deal for me. I bet this was huge news for you guys, though. Of course it was. I can't believe things have... I can't believe things have already gone this far already. Huh? Oh, never mind. But really, what a shame. The food was so amazing and it practically melted in the mouth. Couldn't tell what the last flavor was, though. Understandable enough. But anyway, did you want to go for a walk to work off some of that rich food, Estelle? Huh? Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, I could go for a little bit of fresh air. You just played tourist a little while ago. Now you want to take an after-dinner walk? Sure don't get it. Must be a local thing. I think you're exaggerating a little bit. You haven't gone out to take in the sights? There's a lot of historic architecture around here, you know. If the mood hits me, I may still give it a shot. That's honestly the same guess. I was like, did you guys just get poisoned? On the other hand, the kitchen may still have some food left over. You gotta be kidding. You're still hungry? If you have a blade up to my throat, my dying wish would be for some liquor and a snack. I might go and hunt up a bar or something in a little bit. Fair enough. Things have gotten serious. We really have to find a way to get in to see Her Majesty. First things first, we go talk to the head maid, Hilda, like we promised. She probably knows a way for us to speak directly to the Queen. Fine by me. Suppose I can talk to the mayors again. Oh, it's you. What? Colonel Richard. Haha, Estelle and Joshua. This is our first opportunity to truly speak face to face, I believe. Last time we saw one another was right after Mayor Talmor was arrested, wasn't it? I'm honestly surprised that you remember us. I realized that we exchanged few words, but you made quite an impression on me. My curiosity was piqued, so I did a bit of checking up on you. I was quite surprised to learn that you were the children of Colonel Cassius. How did you find that out? Please understand, I'm not trying to show off the Intelligence Division's capabilities. I'm greatly indebted to him from our time together in the Army. Indeed, more than words can properly express. But to persuade you to stay a while and talk, I've been hoping to speak with you two for quite some time now. Huh? Pardon me, Colonel, but don't you have a meeting with His Grace? I don't mind being a bit late. Ah, yes, if we're going to talk, why don't we use the lounge inside? I'll mix you up a couple of virgin cocktails. I'll prepare them, sir. No, that won't be necessary. I want you to go to His Grace and inform him that I'll be delayed. Yes, sir. Pardon me, then. Now then, shall we retire to the lounge? Please, follow me. Joshua, what should we do? Let's see where we have much choice where to follow him. It'll be a little late, but we can talk to the head maid later. I met Cassius shortly after I graduated from the military academy. I was assigned to a mobile unit that was under his command. And since that time, I found myself in his debt again and again, both personally and professionally. He did? And, what did you think of him at the time? To put it simply, he was a hero, and a master swordsman to boot. No matter the scenario, he could find a way to handle any number of battlefronts in every direction. It wasn't just a matter of sheer tactics. He understood and could direct high-level strategy as well. Quite simply, he was a man without peer. If I didn't know better, I'd say we were talking about two different people. So you were with our father during the 100 Days War? Yes, he was my CO. Even now, I can still vividly remember the excitement that filled me as we executed his plan that turned the war's tide. Anytime I get to talking about those days, time just runs away with me. And this much I can tell you. If Cassius Bright had not been part of the Royal Army, Liberal would now be a part of the Erebonian Empire. No way. That's kind of hard to believe. Well, as a hero, he had a knack for doing unbelievable things. He left the army immediately after the war, declining even a medal from the Queen, so few know of his achievements. But inside the army, many soldiers still hold him up as the prime example of what a hero should be. He never said one word about any of this to me. Well, it's not really the kind of thing you tell your daughter about. It's not fair to criticize him for that. Hey, whose side are you on? Besides, why doesn't any of this shock you like it shocks me? Did you already know about all this or something? Well, I didn't know that he was Colonel Richard's superior officer. The rest I knew about, vaguely. Vaguely? You're an accomplice? Hey, calm down. It's not like he told me any of it. I just figured a lot of it out. He told me he didn't feel it was something worth going out of his way to tell others about. Ugh, I just don't get it. When he comes back, he is so in trouble. Please excuse us. We didn't mean to interrupt. No, seeing you like this is actually a bit of a relief. When I found out that your father was intending to leave the military, I desperately tried to stop him. But it seems that by leaving, he did what was best for himself, after all. After losing his dear wife, maybe being with you... Oh my goodness. Maybe being with you was all that could help him recover. Colonel Richard. Now then, I thank you for taking the time to come here. I really can't keep the Duke waiting, so I'm afraid you'll have to excuse me. Oh, alright. I apologize for making you so late. Not at all. You both have told me the one thing I wanted to know the most. And thus, I have no regrets. Huh? How's that again? I'm sure we'll have a chance to speak again soon. Cassius might even be with us then, to share in the stories. Okay, who was that man and what has he done with Colonel Richard? What are you babbling about now? It's just that it's weird to hear him talk about Dad that way. I wasn't expecting him to be so, well, nice. True, he doesn't seem all that villainous anyway. Even so, it's pretty much a foregone conclusion that he's got something up his sleeve. For now, we should probably put the issue of Dad aside. Yeah, I guess you're right. And I hate to say it, but I think that he might have been playing nice just because he could get something out of it. He's an intelligence officer, so he probably thinks that fooling a couple of kids is as easy as it could be. Don't you think that's going a little too far? You might be right. I'm either the one who's mistrustful of others. You should just follow your instincts and believe whatever you think is right. Huh? But just make sure you're prepared for anything. Don't let your guard down. I'd say a bracer's job is pretty much that, in fact. Okay, I got it. I'll keep that in mind. Thank you, Estelle. Thank you? What the heck are you thanking me for? Anyway, we need to go back and see Hilda. She's probably sick of waiting for us. Yeah, she should be in the main quarters. If she's still alive, that is. She's probably still alive, but... How do I get downstairs? Here we go. Quarters was... Ah, there you are. I've been waiting for you. You're awfully late, aren't you? Sorry about that. We kind of got caught up by Colonel Richard. Did you now? He had some things to tell us about our dad. I don't think he has any idea what we're up to, though. I see. Ah, yes, that letter of introduction did mention that you were Mr. Cassius's children. I can understand at least some of how Colonel Richard feels. Oh, did you know our dad, too? He used to come here when he worked as General Morgan's aide-de-camp. I'm told that he was a school friend of the late princess, Her Majesty's son. Late prince? Princess Claudia's father. Yes, he was killed 15 years ago in a tragic shipwreck. Would that he were still alive today, none of this would be happening. Huh? But lamenting what might have been as a fool's errand. Evening is fast approaching. We must make our preparations at once. Come on in, Shia. Oh, hey, aren't you Shia, right? Yes, thank you for remembering. You look well, Estelle Joshua. When told of your current predicament, you can find a more dependable child. She's a great help to us whenever the princess is in the castle. Princess Claudia? That shouldn't pose a problem. Thank you. If you're ready, you should go change into your uniform. The ribbons and the headpiece are tricky, so I'll adjust them for you. What? What do you mean? Estella's gonna need to dress as one of the maids in order to get into the royal keep. A little playing with the hair and you'll blend right in. Oh, I get it. Uniforms don't allow for much in the way of personalization. That should be ideal for sneaking in. Huh, me in a maid's outfit. I've been wanting to try one on since we first met Leela. They're cute, breezy, and easy to move in. Huh, well, if our uniforms were easy to move in, they make the cleaning much more difficult. I thought so. Well, let's get this sucker on me. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm glad you're in high spirits, but you need to remember your manners in front of the queen. You don't have me to lean on this time. Why not? You're changing too, aren't you? Huh? Pardon? I mean, he did play the princess during the play at the campus festival. Is there really that much of a difference between the fancy dress and a maid outfit? That's different. It was a play. You can appear before Her Majesty in women's clothes. Oh, you'll be fine. It's not at all shameful or anything. Besides, you made such a gorgeous princess. Not this again. Cut the jokes, will you? Hilda, Shia, help me out. Here, say something. And you want... I see, that shouldn't pose a problem. Shia, don't you have the extra hairpiece designed for the princess? Yes, it's never been used, though. He has that full dark hair, so it'd probably look good on him. Hey, hold on a second. Well, it looks like a 3-to-1 vote. Majority rules. This way, please. We can use this as a changing room. Wait a minute, I don't ever remember agreeing to changing. Alright, if I have to change, I can do it myself. Shia, you're not planning on using makeup too, are you? Ugh, kids these days. Oh my. Ta-da! What do you think? I think it suits her very well. Such a bright, active maiden training, and after only just coming to the castle too, you certainly had me convinced. With her hair down like that, no one will be any the wiser. Perhaps you'd like to work at Granson Castle for real when this is all settled. Oh well, we work as bracers, so anyway. Come on, Joshua, get out here. No chance I could talk you out of this. Not at all. You're just making this take longer. Fine, you're impossible sometimes. Well, it's almost frightening how good that looks. Isn't it awesome? It looks better on him than it does on me, and I'm an actual girl. A bit of makeup can make all the difference in the world. Please, just say you're done. Well, I suppose so. I'll show you the way to the royal keep. You need to make certain you watch me and learn how a maid handles herself. Yes, ma'am. Oh, finally can I meet the queen in person? Yes, this is the do-or-die moment. We just have to stay focused and get to the royal keep. It's hard to take you seriously in that outfit. Well, excuse me. This is your idea. I can't believe you got the nerve to pick on. Sorry, don't get all mad. I'll treat you to some ice cream later, okay? I'm not like you. I'm not obsessed with food. Hey, I'm not obsessed with food. They get along so well, don't they? We're out of time. Let's go to the royal keep. Of course, we'll be able to win with the power of drag. Hilda, what business do you have with Her Majesty at this hour? Bringing some tea and spoons at her request. The current situation means that Her Majesty is denied the right to even go about her daily life as she wishes, after all. Such harsh words. Who are these maids with you? I don't recognize them. His Grace ordered me to hire on some additional staff to help. I've only just arrived at the castle today. Really now? Hey, you're pretty cute. Thank you. Huh? I don't get the feeling we met before. Crap. Do you stare so hard at every young lady you see? I do hope you're not thinking any untoward thoughts. I'd rather think that His Grace and the Colonel would disapprove. Hey, it's not like that. We're the elite of the Royal Army. We wouldn't do that. All's well, then. Now, will you please allow us to pass? Pardon us, ladies. Please go ahead. That was intense. Thanks, Hilda. You're a real lifesaver. Yeah, that was really well done. I'm just glad I could help. Now then, are you planning to change your clothes before going to see Her Majesty? If you prefer, I can just show you the way now. I think I'm okay as is. Boy clothes, now. Oh, for the love of... Why are you always so self-conscious? What was wrong with what you had on? It's not an issue of self-consciousness. By the way, Hilda, is this room what I think it is? Yes, it is Princess Claudia's bedroom. But she rarely sleeps in the castle, so the room is all but unused. No kidding. But I heard that the princess was tending to the queen. I guess it's just gossip, then. You'd have to ask Her Majesty for the full details. Her room is on the second floor of the royal keep. I'll take you there. Oh, my God. Reading? I do a lot of it. I'll take you there. Do you know where you're going? No, I do. I beg your pardon, Your Majesty. I brought the two I spoke of before. This is Joshua and Estelle. Thank you kindly. By all means, enter. As you wish. I'll wait for you here. You two go on in. Right. Pardon us. Oh. I bid you welcome. My name is Alicia von Eslis. I'm the 26th monarch of the nation of Liberal. I'm Estelle Bright. I'm a junior bracer of the Bracer Guild. And I'm Joshua Bright, of the same affiliation. It's a great honor to meet you, Your Majesty. Estelle and Joshua, I've truly been looking forward to meeting you both. I regret that I cannot offer you proper hospitality, but I have prepared some tea. Please have some and relax. I see, so Professor Russell asked you to bring this information. A pitch-black orbment capable of negating all other orbital energies. You say that the Colonel has acquired it? The Professor told us that you might have some idea of what he intends to do with it, Your Majesty. Can you tell us anything? I have but a vague idea, but I did not think that the Colonel even knew of it. Perhaps I'm worrying about nothing, but even so. Excuse me, but what is this vague idea you have? Suppose there's no harm in telling you. Roughly 10 years ago, a massive orbital reaction was detected beneath Gransel. Professor Russell was the individual who came to investigate. Did this happen in the vicinity of the sewers? No, far deeper underground than that, in fact. Professor Russell was under the impression that it might be a relic of the ancients that still functioned. Wow. So it was a bona fide artifact, then. Most artifacts I know have lost their function, like the mechanisms on top of the tower, but every now and again you find one that still functions, like Mayor Dalmore's family heirloom. And something like that is beneath Gransel. So what does that tell us about the gospel? Maybe it could be used to halt the artifact's functions? Could it do that? Yes. However, we were unable to establish the nature of the artifact, or indeed why it was buried beneath the city. But it is beyond my imaginings how the Colonel could know of its existence. Professor Russell's research on it was kept strictly confidential and off the record. I see. In any event, it seems likely that trouble is on the way. Honestly, just as I started to think maybe the Colonel might be a slightly nicer guy than we were giving him credit for. But when someone's trying to stir up some trouble, that's when us bracers come in. Don't let him get away with whatever evil scheme he's trying to pull off. I'd expect no less from Cassius's daughter. You're acquainted with her father, Your Majesty? He was a friend of my late son's, and a great savior to the nation. Even after he retired from the army, he would sometimes undertake requests for me. Really? I didn't know that. I imagine that there are a great many things about him that you do not know, including the precise role he played in the war 10 years ago. I assume you have not been told? Well, nothing super detailed. Perhaps then that is the role that I am meant to play. Estelle and Joshua, will you indulge me by listening to an old story? Oh, yes, absolutely. It is no indulgence, Your Majesty. 10 years ago in the spring, a tragedy occurred in the southern reaches of the Erebonian Empire. Its cause is yet unknown, so that it is something I must admit. The Empire used that event as a pretext for the invasion of Liberl, to begin the sad times that would become known as the 100 Days' War. As soon as the Empire made its declaration of war, a massive military force breached the Heckin Gate. The Heckin? Oh, they breached the Heckin Gate. Wow. Heckin Doggo Gate. In what seemed like scant moments, all of Liberl became occupied territory, save for Gransel. It is said that the invasion force was 3 times the size of the entire royal army. The reinforcements from Calvard were too late to stop their advance. It was but a matter of time before Gransel too would fall. But 2 months after the outbreaks of hostilities, the war changed in a way that none could have imagined. Patrol airships had just been developed and were used to recapture Liberl's checkpoints, severing the Imperial Army's communications. The Royal Army then set about recapturing the major regions one by one using ships launched from the Leiston Fortress. Zeiss, Ruin, Bose, Roland. With their supply line severed, the Erebonian forces occupying each region were swiftly crushed. And the one behind this plan was a counteroffensive was none other than one Colonel Cassius Bright. It was your father, who was General Morgan's right-hand man at the time, as well as Colonel Richard's superior officer. Afterward, with the intercession of the Bracer Guild and the Seption Church, the war was brought to an end. But it was at this time that Cassius' loss would be treasured most of all in the world. Lena, your mother, Estelle. The clock tower was destroyed in the Imperial Army's vain attempts to hold back the counteroffensive. What followed, I'm sure you know. Cassius was not even able to be by his wife's side in her final moments. No, I had no idea. They believed that the military operation that he himself had planned effectively caused her death. Blaming himself, he left the military and took up the path of the Bracer, not to stay with the only one he had left, you. And this time he swore he would be able to protect those he loved. Dad, that idiot. It wasn't his fault that Mom died. How could he even think that? Estelle. Yes, you are correct. Given that all he lost was in service to his country, the responsibility falls upon me. And so, I'm sorry, Estelle. I failed to protect your mother. I've wished to apologize to you for a long time. Oh. But you don't need to apologize. You protected the peace of this country ever since the war ended. The peace that Dad and all the other soldiers who defended Liberl in the war fought so hard to protect. The peace that Mom gave her life for so I could live in it. You have nothing to be sorry for. Estelle, you have a kind heart, and I am grateful. It gladdens my heart to have finally met you in person, now more than ever. Your Majesty. However, that is why I do not wish you to put yourself in danger. I would like for you to remove yourself from any dealings with this matter. What? But Julia, Lieutenant Schwartz asked us to help you. I thank you. I'm grateful for your willingness to do so, but if some tragedy were to befall you in Cassius's absence, I know of no apology that can ever suffice. I ask only that you go back to your home in Roland and wait for your father to return. But, if I may, Your Majesty, the peace that Dad restored and that you protect, though it had held firm, now trembles like a leaf in the breeze. Joshua, if the Colonel is able to use the gospel for whatever purpose he intends, and if he succeeds in making the Duke the new King of Liberl, then what will become of that peace? I ask only that you consider that. Your Majesty? Right when we became junior bracers, we inherited a whole lot of work from Dad. For the Skybender incident, we got that letter in the package, and we've been running around all creation ever since. It feels to us like our dad's been nudging us in the back this whole time. That's why I want to defend peace, so that everyone we've met and everyone we care about can go on living secure and happy lives, just like you, and just like Mom and Dad. I'm doing this because it's what I believe is right, and I really want to see it through. Estelle, it seems she was right about you. Huh? I too am ready. I would like for the two of you to carry my request to the Bracer Guild. Your Majesty! My liege, we will do whatever you ask. My request is for the Bracer Guild to rescue those being held captive by the Intelligence Division. Amongst them is my granddaughter, Claudia. Aha, so the princess is being held captive somewhere. Yes, this coup d'etat started when I backed her as the successor to the throne. In other words, Duke Danan was out of the running. Yes, though he's my nephew, he is possessed of a considerable number of character flaws. In brief, where he is lacking, my granddaughter shines. For the sake of this nation's future, I would have my granddaughter succeed me. Well, I don't actually know her, but I personally lean towards the idea that your judgment should really be trusted here. No matter the era, there will always be those who object strongly to a woman wielding political power, not to mention the memory of the invasion by a larger power is still relatively fresh. Some of them will perceive a succession of 2 consecutive queens to be a sign of weakness. It is hardly surprising that such a notion has taken root in the minds of some. Some, including Colonel Richard, I presume. Quite right. Claudia's pending succession to the throne caught him quite unawares. That, along with the passing of this information to the Duke, is what led to this coup. This is all staged so that Liberal would become a strong military power, with the Colonel ruling from the shadows. Wow, that does not sound familiar at all. Definitely not something that could ever happen in the country in which I am standing. I am standing in the United States. I am here live from the country of the United States of America. I see. So that finally lets us see the whole picture. So if Liberal becomes a militarized country, what would happen then? A great many things. Taxes would be levied to fill the war chest. Portable weaponry would be developed with the express intent of causing havoc on a massive scale. Wow. Can't believe that's... Not that this is necessarily for children, but I like when a piece of media that is clearly like, I don't know, teenager-ish orientated, just spells out what happens, the whole thing that is currently happening with our country. Like, it's like literally a child could, I mean, not that a child wrote this, but like a child could understand why over militarizing a nation that does not need it is a bad thing and could cause much more harm to the citizens. And that it'll literally just increase taxes and wide-ranging policy of conscription would be adopted, and no doubt contracting Jaeger Corps would be made legal, which is not the case at present. Oh no! Indeed, the Colonel has made very adamant requests that he enact such policies. I thought that such proposals were born out of genuine love for his country, but I never agreed that they were the right course of action to take. The Royal Army is not all that protects this land. We have worked hard to maintain treaties with other countries. Defending a nation goes hand in hand with free cultural exchange and trade with all other nations, to the benefit of all. I feel the same way, Your Majesty. Yeah, makes sense to me. The Colonel, however, finds such notions to be womanly and foolishly idealistic, so he demanded that I abdicate the throne in exchange for Claudia's safe return. Many people have had family members taken to ensure that they would not dare to oppose the Colonel, but I am the Queen, and I will not allow all that I love about my country to be destroyed simply because of blood ties. Still, she is my only granddaughter. I cannot simply allow her to die. Your Majesty, please try to relax. We hear and comply with your request. We will see to it that the princess is rescued from those who have imprisoned her. Thank you, both of you. With that reassurance, I will do all I can to oppose the Colonel's demands. Have you any other requests, Your Majesty? The gospel still has to be dealt with, and I don't think we should just leave you here. I appreciate your sentiment, Estelle, but the present state of affairs is not contingent upon my freedom or imprisonment. The gospel should continue to weigh heavily on my mind, for a great many reasons. For my part, I will attempt to ascertain the Colonel's true intentions with it. Ah, wow, what a totally awesome person. Super nice, but with a seriously strong will. Hope I'm even 1/10 that cool when I get old. Cool. Did you actually just call the Queen that? Still, she definitely has what it takes to govern a whole country. Yeah, I really want to stop this coup thingy and help her. It's definitely outside of Bracer jurisdiction. Well, first things first, we do whatever we can. Right, but you know, I'm still freaking out about what the Queen told us about Dad. I wonder if she's got any more tidbits she'd be willing to share. Estelle and Joshua, have you finished changing? Oh yeah. Then we should return to the waiting room at once. It's already after 11 o'clock. Actually, it's almost midnight. Whoa, is it really that late? The Queen spoke to us for a long time. If we stay any longer, it's apt to make the guards suspicious. Reading. Crippling me. I you going home for the day, Miss Hilda? Yes, I believe so. Just be sure not to do Her Majesty any further discourtesy. That's not fair, but please relax. We are patrons to the core. It's good to hear, and I believe that we shall be on our way. Pardon me. By your leave. By the way, ladies, I don't think we ever got your names. May we ask them? That's a very modern name. Pardon my saying so, but it just doesn't sound right for you. Ain't that the truth? And how about you, miss? You may call me Karen. Karen, you say? That's a very pretty name. You're too kind, sir. I'm rather fond of it myself. Are you now? Oh, right. We're with the Special Ops. My name is... I think that's just about enough. I sense an ulterior motive at work. No, I mean, at least not from us. Please, be safe on your way home. Man. If I had a dime for every time an adult man tried to have sex with a 16-year-old girl or boy, I would actually be filthy rich. Like, I would have so much money. Well, aren't you Mr. Popularity? It was like their eyes all changed when you told them your name. Hey, it was not. I didn't see you shying away from joining in on the conversation. Sure, but that doesn't mean I wasn't nervous. Kind of lost all my confidence there. Huh? What's all this noise about? Oh, Duke did not. So they knew the car. Hey, your maids. You don't look familiar. These are two of the new hires whom I've been instructing. This is Dorothy, and that's Karen. They're still quite inexperienced, so I'm giving them some extra training time. Did he recognize us? Not good. Given how many times we've run into him, it would be bizarre if he didn't recognize us. Come now, Philip, enough of this staring. It's quite unusual to see coming from you, stiff upper lip and all. Please, pardon my rudeness. You look much like my niece. My eyes are playing tricks on me, it seems. I'm dreadfully sorry for the discourtesy. Oh, it's no bother. Please, don't concern yourself. You know, now that I stop and look, I must say that you both are quite lovely. You with the brown hair, you have a very healthy, clean look to you. I personally think you'd look best with that raven hair of yours even longer. I'm honored. Ah, yes. Dorothy, was it? You shall attend to me this evening. Uh-huh. Your Grace? I don't want served tea. I don't think tea is what he wants served. Your Grace, your flirtations, while flattering, are best saved for another time and place. All of the maids in the castle work directly in service to Her Majesty, Queen Alicia. I trust you've not forgotten. I know. Some folks simply can't just appreciate a joke. Guys will be mine in a week's time anyway. We can set aside time for some more fun then. Your Grace, please no more of this. I do not mind when you drink to excess, but you know how your libido gets in such instances. I say this knowing full well that I may be reprimanded for it, but I said I was joking. Enough, I'm going to bed. As you wish, Your Grace. Your room is right over there. Oh, all right, Dorothy. You just let me know if you have any problems. Anything at all. I'll give you the best advice the future king can give. Thank you very much. Aren't you cute? Yes, good. There's 2 more dimes. I apologize unreservedly for all the fuss. His Grace will likely remember nothing of this come the morning. Please, set your minds at ease. I should certainly hope so. I'm truly sorry. Madam and young missus, I beg your pardon, but I must take my leave. I feel so badly for him. He truly seems to bear the weight of the world on his shoulders. Oh, do you know Mr. Philip personally? Yes, ever since we were children, though not nearly as well as we once did, thanks to the one he serves. I see. He sure seems like he's nervous all the time, doesn't he? I bet that everything between the Duke and the Colonel has him completely on edge. Probably, yeah. By the way, what was that you were saying earlier about me being the popular one? The Duke certainly seemed awfully fond of you. Oh, please, I like to keep my food in my stomach, thank you. Alright, back to before. I feel like I'm missing something. Why would the Duke want tea so late? Well, you see, Estelle, allow me to elucidate the matter of tea. My gentleman should never request it in polite company. Huh? Come closer. Hilda whispered something into Estelle's ear. Oh! Now do you understand? Yes. Hopeless, completely hopeless. Thanks for everything, both of you. If not for you, I don't know what we'd have done. Please, it was the least we could do in Her Majesty's service. I'll then ask that you complete the request she made of you.
I feel the same way. I beg of you, do everything in your power to save the princess. Or are you one of her royal retainers? Yes, I regret that I rarely get the chance to serve her directly. She's so kind and open. She's always treated me more like a friend than a servant. The thought of her being held captive keeps me up at night. I understand. Well, you can rest easy now that we're on the job. We'll save her. Shall we be going?
Okay, back to the bed. What, might inquire, are you doing at this late hour?
Ah, Captain Amalthea. Good evening. Realize that you've been invited here, but don't you think it's a bit late for you kids to be out walking around? Please pardon us. We've simply never been in a castle like this. We couldn't resist the urge to take a look around. Oh, that's certainly understandable. So where were you half an hour ago? Please enlighten me, if only for my own edification.
Can't say the maid quarters. Can't say the administrative room. I can't say the royal guard room. If I say the cellar, will she think that they were having... Instincts say the cellar.
What was that? And just what do you think you were doing down there? We weren't doing anything in particular. Come now, let's not waste time on games. I've received numerous reports of you going in and out of the maid quarters several times. Do you not think it a bit odd to be looking around in that particular place? What? You don't think that questioning someone like that when you already have the facts is a little cruel? I take that as a compliment. So what business have you had in the maid quarters? I suggest you answer honestly. Well,
Oh, still Joshua, you've been here the whole time?
Zin.
Oh, no, that's the stuff.
You're drunk.
Oops, sorry. And hey, if it ain't my favorite gorgeous officer lady. Nice to luck that we met up again, huh?
I suppose.
So what's going on? Are my students here causing you any trouble?
Students? No, it's just that they were in the maid quarters for a while. I merely wanted to know their business simply as a security precaution.
Oh yeah, I totally get you. I just want to provide some lunch to go with my booze. Hey Josh, you kids find anything to eat? No, the cooks aren't back yet, I guess. We went to ask the maid if there was any way we could get our hands on something, but no luck. Oh, well, I'll have to do without it, guys. Hey, I just had a great idea. You wanna come and join me for a drink? I mean, hey, nothing goes to drinks like a beautiful lady.
I'm afraid I'm busy. I'll have to decline your generous offer. My apologies for the misunderstanding, but I would advise you to return to your room and remain there for the rest of the night. I have to investigate any suspicious activity, you understand? Of course. It is late. We should probably just get to bed. Haha, very good then. Now if you'll excuse us.
Oh, it's 9. Oh well, might as well just go back to the room.
Right. We'll go with you.
Looks like we managed to convince her at least.
What? Zin, aren't you drunk?
I was acting drunk. Haven't had a single drop.
Oh wait, your face has even gone all red.
He focused on making his blood circulate better, which made it look like he was intoxicated. It's done with some kind of Eastern martial arts breathing exercise, right? I'm surprised you're familiar with it. But hey, you seem to be in a tight spot, so I figured I'd distract everyone. Nice, huh? Saved your bacon, as the saying goes.
You're an evil, evil man, Zin. Okay, sure, you did help us out, but you also surprised the hell out of me.
Sorry about that. So what's the story?
What story?
I would have thought it'd be obvious. The story of you meeting with the queen.
Well, wait, what? How did you... Did El not tell you something about this?
Actually, I couldn't get him to tell me anything. Now I know anyway, don't I?
Without prior knowledge, there's no way you could have just guessed. How much do you really know?
It's finally time to show you this.
Zin produced a letter from the pocket and handed it to Estelle and Joshua. What's this? I know this handwriting.
Don't just stand there, read it. It'll explain a lot.
Okay. Dear Zin Vavik, I hope this letter finds you well. I know I've been out of touch. I'm in a hurry, so I hope you'll pardon my bluntness. My work concerning the Jaegers is leading me into Imperial territory. However, due to the fact that unusual forces seem to be influencing matters inside Liberal, I feel uneasy being absent for so long. This is why I must ask a favor of you. Could I persuade you to come to Liberal and help out if they need it? Since you haven't been to Liberal before, perhaps you can think of it as a recreational trip. There's a martial arts competition for the Queen's birthday celebration, and foreigners can participate, but make fine camouflage. I realize that this is sudden, but if you can do it, it would be most grateful. I'm intending to return to Liberal before the festival, so hopefully we'll be able to have a drink together when I return. Cassius Bright. P.S. You may have the chance to meet my son and daughter. They're currently apprentices at the guild, so if you happen to meet them, feel free to test the extent of their training. Try not to bail them out too much, unless it seems like they really need it. Said Dad actually asked you to come to Liberal, which means he's in Arabonia right now.
That's the long and short of it.
The long and short of it? What it means is that you were in cahoots with him all along.
It's kind of a nasty way to put it, don't you think? I owed Master Cassius a favor from the time he spent in Calvary. His letter just gave me the chance to make us square again.
I suppose. When did you realize that we were his kids?
I feel it from the outset when I saw Estelle's techniques of the bow staff. I asked Killick about it, and I confirmed.
It'd have been nice if you'd said something about it at all. We've been worried sick, wondering where Dad's been.
I know, I'm sorry I haven't said anything, but I got the impression from the letter that he was trying to keep his whereabouts a secret. Still, you're definitely his kids, alright? If you'd pull off a job as big as sneaking in an audience with the Queen.
I suppose so. He knows this much. It wouldn't hurt to tell him everything, right? I agree. It's probably be best to fill Zin in on everything. It's a bit far-fetched to say that we could put an end to this whole situation on our own, after all. Still, and Joshua told of how they managed to speak directly with the Queen, as well as the Queen's request to safely rescue Princess Claudia.
I see. Thought something seemed a little off when everyone was talking at the party. Alright then, I'll help you out with that little request.
What? You will?
Yep, I think this is the ideal opportunity to settle my debt to Master Cassius. Please let me help.
But we'd be glad to.
Thank you once again.
What is this place?
I never would have imagined that something like this even existed.
It's larger than I expected. Lieutenant Lawrence, would you be so kind as to show us the way to the lowest level?
Yes, sir. Whoa, is that some kind of mechanical monster?
Well, so these must be Arcanisms.
Holy shit, you took out that thing in one stroke.
You're the quickest to react. You are indeed truly a force to be reckoned with, but you don't hold back.
You flatter me, sir. Your quick draw technique as well was quite remarkable to behold. I could see that you studied under the Divine Blade himself. I'm humbled.
I still have a ways to go before I can really humble anyone. But time waits for no man. The skills I possess now will have to be enough. My strength may be meager, but I must forge this kingdom's future with my own two hands. My brave men, the way to the ultimate power is open. A bright new dawn approaches for our beloved Liberal. I expect only the best of each of you.
By your order, sir, we of the Special Ops will work as one for the Colonel. For the glory of Liberal! For the glory of Liberal!
I understand the situation. You both performed admirably. I'm amazed that you were able to deliver the Professor's message to Her Majesty in person. We just got lucky is all. The real question is, how much longer is luck going to be on our side? Yes, we're really going to have to stay focused. If you understand that already, then there's nothing more that I need to tell you. In any case, we consider Professor Russell's request to be fulfilled. Please accept this as compensation for a job well done.
Oh, and you get 17 BP? Wow. Possibly 18? Yeah, I would have been just fine in first class there.
Now then, Zin, it was pure providence that Cassius invited you here. I need the help of an A-rank bracer like yourself.
No need to even ask. Even if I didn't have a debt to repay to Cassius, I couldn't possibly stand by idly in a situation like this. With you until the end.
I knew we could count on you, Zin. By the way, what's this A-rank business?
It's a rank that signifies a full-fledged bracer's full power. There are 7 ranks, ranking from G on the bottom up to A at the top.
So he's the highest rank you can get? I never knew you were such a badass, Zin.
Well, maybe A rank, but I'm still an underling, so to speak. There are 20 A rankers across the continent, and above that, there's an informal S rank. That one's only granted to bracers who successfully resolved issues on a national scale. There are only 4 of those on the entire continent.
Oh, I'm not even sure I want to think about what they can do.
You really don't know any of this stuff, do you? One of those 4 is Master Cassius.
What? Okay, Joshua, you're not going to tell me you knew about this already, right? Right? Sorry, but yes, I did. He solved a major case for the Republic about 5 years ago. Oh, I swear it's hardly worth even getting upset about anymore. Royal Army soldier, hidden hero, divine blade, S-rank bracer. If he's really so damn awesome, then it sure would be nice if he'd come back and take care of this case.
Maybe you're right, but if you're with us, perhaps this would never have escalated to the point where a coup d'etat was even possible.
Joshua? What's wrong? I was thinking about how strange this is. The whole chain of events apparently started with Dad going off on his trip. It's as if whoever planned the coup was waiting for him to be gone. At least it's just the impression I have.
Oh. What you're saying is that the coup was planned around his departure for the Empire? Am I correct?
No, I'm sure that would be overthinking things. Can't think of anyone who could possibly manipulate Dad like that without him noticing he was being used. They'd have to know him and his behavior patterns exceptionally well to be able to pull it off. Well, yeah, I never knew what he was up to, even though he was so close.
I don't think that Colonel Richard could have even managed to pull the wool over his eyes. More likely, it's just that the 2 major events happen to overlap each other.
Regardless of the circumstances, we cannot currently rely on Cassius to help. Therefore, I'm resolved to prepare for the worst. I believe an emergency conference of the Groundsel branch of the Bracer Guild is called for. Huh? All other things being equal, we have a request that comes directly from Her Majesty the Queen. The 3rd article of the Bracer Code states that we shall never act in a fashion that interferes with the government. We cannot ignore Her Majesty's request, however, so we must act, but we're no match for the Royal Army as we are. I ask the cooperation of all braces in Groundsel, including Zin, of course. Oh, okay. If we come in conflict with the Intelligence Division, we'll need all the help we can get. Ideally, we should have the cooperation of other branches, but the checkpoints have been completely sealed off as of today, ostensibly to foil any potential terrorist activity. What? So basically, it amounts to martial law.
So the enemy is finally moving at full tilt.
This may be to stifle any activity on the part of any Royal Guardsmen in hiding, as well as ourselves. If we're going to conduct a rescue operation, we'll have to do it with the resources on hand. Oh, fun, but we're up to it. So do we have a solid idea of where the prisoner is being held? It's been on my mind for a while now, actually. I believe the most likely place to be the Urbe Royal Villa. That's a building in the forest, right? It makes sense. The soldiers are using it under the pretense of counter-terrorism, if you would question it. I can't imagine they'd want to lock a lady of the royal family in a cell in Lacey Fortress. Considering it's the army we're going to be going after here, I'd like the more solid confirmation, however. If we assaulted the wrong place, we'd have hell to pay for it. Yes, precisely. But in either case, we must assemble any braces currently in the royal city. But I ask you to assemble them here for me. Any information you could gather while doing so would be much appreciated. If I'm not mistaken, Estelle, you and your friends are acquainted with the reporter, correct? No, you mean Niall? Yeah, we should see if he's picked up anything significant. Also, we must attempt to enlist the aid of the guardsmen who are in hiding. If you could get them to contact me, it would be greatly appreciated. So in other words, we need to get in touch with Sister Julia. She helped us with the invitation before, so we should let her know what's going on. So, off to the cathedral then? There are 4 other braces in the city. Kurt, Grant, Karna, and Annalise. Check the bars and the usual hangouts. They may also be in the hotel. If you see them, please instruct them to come back here. Sure thing. Alright, then off we go. Okay. I think that's as good as place as any to prep to head to where I'm supposed to go today. I'll be back as soon as I can, but what was that? Yeah, an hour and 17 of just reading, no combat. So, I'm glad that's out of the way. All right, well, I'll be back on later, probably.